Welcome to Against All Odds. Before I get started, I want to apologize. There was no Dynamite yesterday. A couple of days ago, I walked through a huge load of pollen because I don't live too far away from a lot of trees. And even though I did take my medicine, it screwed me up. I'm still screwed up. There's a lot of pollen in my area and I am still screwed up. So I got bad itchy eyes, bad itchy throat. All of this hurts. All of this hurts. And I've sneezed my head off more than a few times. So I'm not having COVID, but this sucks. Oh, I'm so tired, I want to just sleep. But this is Against All Odds. And I want to make this very clear before I get through this entire show. Everyone who wrestled did a good job. I want to make that clear. This is not about the wrestlers. Not about their performance in the ring. It's not. Here's a few shots of one of the cameramen that's on the left. Now, you know how I feel about cameramen. I only got 3. And I only wanted 3 this time because I know how I feel right now. And you already just saw them. You got the cameraman when the main camera, the hard cam, is in front of you. You got a main camera on the left, no, right, and the main camera on the left. There's something about the guy on the left that is an idiot. Pulling in and out of the camera and zooming a lot on ass. They need to fire that guy. Because now I think about it, all of the bad camera work has always been about one camera. You guys tell me below how you feel about that guy who does the one camera. Either he works on the left side or he works on the right side. Whoever he is always one side of the ring that has the worst camera work you can see. And this time it's the guy on the left. So much ass shot, it's ridiculous. But let's go through this show. And as I said, the people who wrestled did a good job. But let's see what we got. First thing I want to say, Matt Striker wasn't there again, and hearing Josh Matthews is a pain because he botches too much now. He hasn't done the job in so long, he's botching his ass off. I'll be glad when Slammiversary comes around and Matt Striker comes back. Hopefully he's alright. If he had some type of family issue or COVID, I hope he'll be alright and he comes back because we need him. Now, first thing we got. The street fight. Sammy and Tommy versus the Good Brothers. I didn't care. You know why? We were not at Daly's place. I know people would say, well, it was obvious they were going to go and do this. No. They said at the show that the match of the night will be at Daly's place, which is the main event, which was very good. Very good, the best match of the night. But the entire show was still shot at Impact, not at Daly's place, where they really needed it. Yes, I know when Slammiversary comes around, they're going to have fans, but still, you want to make Impact Plus feel special? Be at a different venue. Be with different people. Make it mean something. And it meant nothing. So it really brought down the show completely for every wrestler. I don't care if people say, hey, they're going to do this like WWE did, like AEW did. Bullshit. AEW has had fans. Brought them back to a certain extent. WWE, you can say a lot about them. The Thunderdome sucked, but they made it feel, at one point, interesting. What has Impact done? Sound. No fans, no wrestlers, just some sounds finally, after nearly months upon months of being silent. Sloppy. Now, Tommy and Sammy won. I'm not even going to describe the match. It's not necessary. It was a hardcore match. That's what it was. If it was a real street fight, they should have went into the parking lot. They should have went into the damn parking lot because it's meant to be a street fight. It was a hardcore match. Why would you call a hardcore match a street fight if you weren't even in the parking lot to make it feel like a street fight? It was a hardcore match. And I felt sorry for all four of them because they should have never had a street fight. They should have had a hardcore match. And I know people do that. They can do street fights in a ring. I know. But if you want to make Impact Plus feel special, go to the damn parking lot and make it feel special. But nope. Let's move on. Kojima versus Joe Dorling. You got Violence by Design at ringside and Eddie at ringside. And Eddie did practically nothing. Why was he there? I know most people will say, well, Kojima is a Japanese wrestler. They don't have people help them. True. But he's in America, in Impact Wrestling, and he's supposed to be doing a special match, which was not special. You know why? Simple. Not taking away from the performance of Kojima or Joe Dorling. This is it. If we see Kojima again, I'll be surprised. What do we got right now? We've had Finjuice, who came, won the titles, went back to Japan, and we never saw them defend it. I'm making this clear again to everyone that says that Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling are working together. That's crap. New Japan Pro Wrestling should have showed Finjuice defending the titles and gave the footage to Impact. That was the first mistake. Second mistake, you brought in El Phantasmo. 2 matches, 1 vid pack, done. Kojima, a legend in New Japan Pro Wrestling, in All Japan Pro Wrestling. What happened? 2 matches, 1 appearance trying to save Eddie. Done. Unless he does come back. And I will state it. I was wrong. He's back again. But what do we get? Nothing. A one-off match again from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if anyone says it was a great match, and I've already said they both did great, what does it matter? What are we getting from New Japan Pro? What are we getting from New Japan Pro Wrestling? Tell me below. What are we getting? Don't tell me a slow burn either. Nothing. Blame Impact. Blame New Japan. I don't care about them dealing before. I know they dealt with each other before. They did have a relationship before and they got burned. Yes, things are different now because there's new management. But what has Impact gained from this? Nothing. What did New Japan gain? Nothing. But I don't take anything away from the match. The match was actually quite good. It was okay. The Fatal 5-Way for the X Division #1 contendership spot, which had, I don't even need to name everybody. I'm not in the mood. My allergies are really bothering me. Oh, my eyes are itching like crazy. Woo! Oh, even after taking my medicine, my eyes are itching. What did we get? I expected only 2 people that might win. Trey Miguel, or who's been around so much, is expected, Ace Austin. I'm not against either one of them, but this is how they've been booked. But what do we get? Now, mind you, on Impact, I didn't say a lot about what happened with Madman Fulton basically getting destroyed by everyone who was in that tag match. But here, near the end of the match, which was a very good match, Madman Fulton comes out angry, he's in my face, and pretty much lays out everyone with the ref looking at him, pulls an Ace Austin on 2 people, and then the ref does a no contest. A no contest? What does that mean? for Josh Alexander. He's still facing the same people. Like I said, he needs more people to work with. He's facing the 6 same people over and over again. Who is he going to be seeing again? You want to make a bet TJP's coming back again? He'll probably have a match with one of those guys again. He'll probably have a match against Chris Bay, who I wouldn't mind seeing against Josh Alexander. He'll probably have a match against Raju, who I wouldn't mind seeing against Josh Alexander again. Or Ace Austin, who I really do believe should go up against Josh Alexander. We're going to have that again, and we're going to get TJP versus, I believe, Josh Alexander. I could be wrong. I have no problem being wrong. And don't mind me. I don't mind Josh going against TJP, but this just shows you how bad they booked things. It is an interesting ending, which makes you think, oh, are they going to have a tournament again? Are they going to do another Fatal 5-Way? Or you're going to have an Ultimate X match or Destination X at Slammiversary. Tell me I'm wrong. That sounds like what it really will be. If it's not TJP getting another shot at Josh Alexander, it'll be a Destination X match or an Ultimate X match. My guess is Ultimate X. Let's move on. We had a destruction of a Rich Swann on W. Morrissey. I don't even need to explain it. Morrissey destroyed him. And a Rich Swann made it look spectacularly destructive. Here you go. That was Rich Swann. That's how much he destroyed him. Now, am I wrong to see a Rich Swann being destroyed like that? No, you want to put Morrissey over. You want to make Morrissey mean like something. To be the most destructive monster that Impact Wrestling has ever had. Oh, my eyes itching. But the question's going to be, will they book him better than Killer Kross? I don't think so. You know why? Because they did the same thing with Killer Kross. Tick tock, tick tock. The doomsday clock is coming. Remember that? Remember. Do you remember the doomsday clock of Killer Kross? And remember that we all thought that he was going to be in the main event, and he was not in the main event, even though they booked him like a monster. Morrissey reminds me of Killer Kross, and I do not believe in the booking department of Impact Wrestling. I just don't. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I've seen this little dance before from Impact Wrestling when they got a really big guy that seems to be something special. They book him horrible, but they make him look good at first. Let's move on. Jordan Grace versus Tennille Dashwood with a K by ringside, as well as Rachel Ellering. My question was, is she going to turn heel here, or is she going to turn heel at Slammiversary? I've said this. I didn't believe they're going to do it here. I believe they're going to do it at Slammiversary. They had to plant the seeds of doubt of how a Jordan Grace was going to act. And it's now been laid. Jordan Grace, angry beyond stink that a Caleb with a K got in her way. But then worse, Rachel Ellering made it worse. So now she's mad at Rachel. And she's really angry. And she laid out Caleb after that match that she lost. She literally laid his ass out. Which was fine with me. She makes sense compared. If you want to compare women, wrestlers, with strength, true strength, seeing Caleb with a K getting slammed by Jordan Grace is more believable than seeing Caleb getting slammed by Tessa Blanchard. Tessa is a much smaller woman who is not even near her strength level. Here I can buy it. Here I know that Jordan Grace is a true powerlifter, and seeing her lift his ass up like he's nothing made sense. She's a powerlifter. So, this is what you get. Let's see what they're going to do this Thursday. Will it work? Will they plant the seeds and make it look right compared to Nevaeh dealing with Havoc. They better make it look better, depending if Jordynne Grace is still with the company. I still don't believe that she is. Not until after Slammiversary, when they start recording there, do you know if she truly is part of Impact Wrestling. If she is, fine. If she isn't, fine. So this is what you get. We had a moment with Jake something, Sam, and Brian Myers. Now, I haven't said anything about this situation between Sam and Brian Myers, mostly due to the fact that we have not seen any segments in the ring yet. It is all backstage, and it's all trying to teach Sam what a real wrestler is like. I need to see Brian Myers as his manager. He got to go to the ring with him and then see how he interacts with him in the ring. Here it's good, but it's not enough. But now they're planting the seeds of a possible match against... Here's the thing. They may do Brian Myers versus Jake something. Or the wisest thing to do would be Sam versus Jake something. And letting Brian Myers show him how to win and to become the heel he's meant to be. Am I right about it? I don't know. But I think that's the way they should go. But I don't know if they will go there. I think that it's going to be Brian Myers versus Jake something. And he's going to set up Sam to understand how to cheat. For example. That's just me, you guys. Send me below. Now, McLean. Another vid pack from McLean. Looks good. Former soldier, just like every other soldier that's ever come through Impact. The question's going to be, is he going to be a good guy soldier or a bad guy one? My guess is he's going to be a bad guy. He's going to be a heel. The question's going to be, how rough is he going to be? And will Violent by Design pick him up? Because he sounds like someone that belongs in Violent by Design. He just does. He feels it. Now, since I'm talking about Violence by Design versus Decay for the Impact Tag Championships. I'll give it to you like this. I'm alright with the match. It was not a problem with me. It made perfect sense that you had Eric Young there messing with both of them, trying to convince a Diener that he can win, trying to mess with a Steve, saying that he can make it mean something, that, not mean something, mean nothing, that he can't get anywhere. Fine. It was alright. But the person that made this really bad was Josh Matthews, because he was botching his words every few minutes. He hasn't done it in so long. He was botching his ass off and he said, oh man, I'm sorry, I haven't done this in a while. He literally said it on air. I don't even remember if it was for that particular match, but he says it on air. I'm so out of practice. And when he talked about Slammiversary in Matt Striker coming back, he said, no, we don't need a third party. We don't need a 3-man band on commentary. Thank you. Please don't. Because if he's coming in there, it will suck. But if Mauro Ranallo is there, it will work. But that's just me. You guys send me below. So, of course, Violence by Design won. I didn't expect them to job here. But here's a match I truly believe should have ended in another way. The Knockouts tag match. Hood Rats versus Kimberly and Susan. To be honest, I know I'm not going to be agreed with everyone, but the Hood Rats should have not retained. They should have dropped them. You know why? Because what now? That's it. There's very few people that's on the roster. They've gone through Rachel and Jordan. They went through Havoc and Nevaeh. And now Nevaeh's not there. Now you've gone through Kimberly and you've gone through Susan. The only other person you got left will be Rosemary and Havoc, which sounds like they're going to probably go there. But that just shows you how weak the division is. They need at least 10 more women. And none of the other women they have right now to leave. Because the division is so weak. So unsubstantial. I see a Kira Hogan standing with a title like this. I have no problem with Kira or Tasha with the titles. I have a problem saying that they're the most dominant party in Impact Wrestling when there is no one to be dominant over. You've already gone through all the teams multiple times. And you won. You won. Unless you're in singles competition and you lost because of some outside influence, they've gone through everyone, not once in the last year, not twice in the last year, not 3 times in the last year. I think in the last year, since last year into this year, when they started doing this, they've gone through the teams multiple upon multiple times because there's no one there. Making my scalp itch now because it's pissing me off that these women have no extra people to work with. What a waste. Let's move on. Dana Purrazzo and Rosemary. I was not interested in this match, not because it was bad, but because we've already seen it. We've seen it, guys. Yes, there was a screwy ending for her to win Dana Purrazzo, yes, but it doesn't make a difference. Dana has already faced Rosemary in tag competition. Now, we got her again, dealing with the same person, and she won. Do I care? No. Not because Dana's done a bad job or Rosemary's done a bad job. No, it's because we've seen them multiple times over the last year facing one another in tag. And very rarely in singles. But it's not the point if they're seen in singles if we've seen them in tag all the time. This is where it goes bad. You've overexposed your women. And it hurts. I'm just saying. She won. What now? Now, the last match of the night, which wasn't even at the Impact Zone. It was at Daly's place where everyone should have gone. Not just Kenny or Moose. The Impact title match. Moose versus Kenny. The best match of the night. Hands down. There wasn't much of a crowd at Daly's place, but it's not meant to be. This wasn't supposed to be a big spectacle because guess what? It wasn't meant to be a big spectacle because it didn't mean anything. It didn't. Let's be honest here, guys. If this meant something, it wouldn't make a difference about them blacking out the AEW tarp and blacking out everything, which they shouldn't have. There's nothing wrong with showing it's in an AEW arena. Blacking everything out made it more obvious that this was not going to look good. You know why? Because all of Impact Wrestling and a few matches of AEW should have been done there. This was an Impact Plus show. If you really want to show that Impact Wrestling and AEW are working together, make it feel like something. Make it feel important. It wasn't. Tony Schiavone. No Excalibur. No JR. Scott DeMalt. And Don Callis only. What the fuck was that? You're not going to let Excalibur do it. You're not going to let JR do it. They're best commentators. To make it feel important. You're not going to let Taz do it. You're not going to let Big Show do it. You're not going to let Mark Henry do it. You're not going to let none of those motherfuckers do it. What did you do? You let the 2 people who are the executives do it with one of the interviewers. That's it. Where does it feel special? What the fuck was that? And understand, the match was top notch. Well, before the ending, of course. The match was top notch. Seeing that Moose was willing to do a flip well over the guardrail when they were on the floor and supposedly whack his arm on an entire row of chairs was a nice touch. And that is what they mainly focused on. Moose's arm. Was it this arm or this arm? I think it was his right elbow. But the point was, it was a great match. But I didn't expect Moose to win. And I know people say, well, Moose is going to win. I didn't expect him to win, and he didn't win. What happened? Moose got screwed over by the Bucks. Of course, before that, you have Kenny grab the ref, Brian Hefner, and get nailed by a spear. But the point is, Moose got nailed. Brian Hefner, being so loopy, was willing to just count when he could easily see there was people who was also in the ring. He could see them. Kenny wins. Then the lights go out. Lights come back on. Sammy comes in, whips the ass a little bit of the Bucks, ready to nail a Kenny with his bat and a chair. And guess what we get? We get Don Callis firing Sammy Callahan. What the absolute fuck? You did a no contest for the X Division because of Madman Fulton, and now you fire a Sammy Callahan. What the absolute fuck? You guys tell me what you think. Tell me. What do you think? What do you feel? I don't know. This felt bad. Not because of the work in the ring. And I want to make this very clear. This was not about the work in the ring. This wasn't about the work they did. The women and the men did great work. The camera work with one cameraman was just plain ass. Once again, I think I'll throw a few shots. I'm not going to do that many shots, guys, because of my allergies right now. I don't feel that good. I'm only going to do a few shots of camera shots, and that's it. But you get my point. This show was not great when it came to production value. They should have did it at Daly's Place and made it feel like something. Yes, it's an Impact Plus show. Yes. But it's not the point. The point is you got a partnership with another company. Two companies, in fact. Impact Wrestling is partnered with what? AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. You could have asked, hey, can we shoot everything at Daly's Place? A different environment so we can get people ready for this situation. They didn't need to have fans there. It's just a different place to work. No. Then, you don't have that. You now show Kojima losing, but now is he done? Probably is. You do a no contest for the X Division. That's done. Probably going to have an Ultimate X at Slammiversary because that's the only way they're going to be able to set it up. Now, you close the show at Daly's Place. You fire Sammy, which is going to be interesting what they're going to do about that because they're going to reinstate him. And this is going to be someone entirely different that he's going to be facing because I don't know who. Because Moose, yes, to get screwed, but doesn't mean he doesn't get his opportunity to go back at this again. I've already said this was going to happen. And look at what we got. But this is just me. Have a good day. Oh, man, my throat's itchy. Woo! Peace.